You're looking at a young man who has been broken. So I wouldn't want to say so much. I don't know where you are today. Your story may not be as terrible as mine. Dr. Mike was privileged to go to school. I didn't go to school. I grew up in a very good home, but I dropped out of school. It was so terrible that I had to do menial jobs. Menial jobs. Before I became 40, I was married and divorced twice. So you have good stories of becoming leaders. I don't. How I stumbled into what I'm doing today, it can only be explained by God. But one of the things I would tell you is that life will give you so many injuries. But until you make up your mind to die, it cannot kill you. I got to the point where I wanted to commit suicide. The house I'm living today, I refused to pack out of the house because that was the house I moved into to go and die. I lost everything. Everything. God blessed me materially. I rose to having material things. My rent in Abuja was 2.6 million annually. I had cars at my disposal. I was living large. But in one day, everything came crushing down. And then I looked back and told myself there was no reason to leave. You know, one of the things I don't do? I don't criticize people who get to the point of wanting to die. I have been there. But I didn't die. I'm alive. Not just alive, I am making impact. What I didn't do in the first phase God gave to me, I'm doing it in the second phase life has given to me. I am reaching out to more people today. I am speaking to leaders. I'm privileged to also be on Lead Talk. It's a privilege for me I wasn't privileged to have. So we had a very terrible upbringing. At some point when I discovered purpose and I wanted to raise leaders, mentor leaders, and inspire young people to have a good life, to be impactful, to live purposefully. Some people thought I was mad. So I lived in a house where I had to give out the house to host meetings like this. Once lived in a house, a 2-bedroom flat, and I had stayed for 4 months. So I gave out the house for 6 months, sold off all the properties to hold the conference. I held the conference, and at the end of the day, we got 2,000 naira as the only fee that came into the conference. And I had people who worked with me, so I gave them 1,000 and had 1,000 left. But where I was standing, I had no house to go to, nowhere to go to from where I was standing. So I called up a friend who lived in that city. Where are you? He said he's home. I said, I'm coming to just stay overnight. I stayed overnight for 2 weeks. So when I couldn't sustain what I should tell him anymore, I had to leave back to my parents' house. And I stayed in that house for 2 years. I'm talking about a man who's been married and comfortable. The day my mom was packing some of the things that was left out of my house, she was shedding tears. Because she didn't understand the madness that was driving me. How do you keep acquiring and then you're pushing it into something? So my dad would always tell me, God is calling you. There's something God is telling you you are not doing. I said, what can be more of a calling than raising young people and inspiring young people? This is for me calling. It may not be rosy today, but I've had to do Uber in Abuja. Princess is here. The first day I met her mom, I met them. It was in the Uber I was driving. So she's here. But God has helped us. Today I'm raising leaders across Nigeria and around the world. Nothing compared to what Dr. Mike is doing anyhow. I'm still learning, so I will learn after now some more things. Yesterday we had a dialogue with leaders across the globe. We're having a conference in Kenya in August. And so I saw leaders, men who are accomplished in their own right, listening to a boy who isn't a graduate. I'm not a graduate. I will graduate someday, but I'm not as at today. My passion is what is driving me. Please, as you are running on passion, I beg you, be purposeful. Don't run on passion without purpose. It can be very destructive. Some people are in a hurry doing the wrong things. I've had cause to, you say some of our struggles are crazy. There was a meeting I had in Uyo. I hadn't enough money to put that meeting together, so I checked into the hotel, and my bills were running into 400, 500,000. No hope of money anywhere. So every time I have some little money to clear some of the debt, I don't have enough to take me to where I'm going, so I stay one more night. So I keep doing it like that. But my biggest break came when I saw over 3,000 young people gathered in Abraka, Delta State University, Abraka, to listen to a small boy who didn't go to school. And I didn't tell them anything beyond what I'm telling you today. That beyond the four walls of a school, there is something inside of you that the world is waiting for. I see the VC of the university sit down. I see VCs of other universities sit down. And I said, if only they know that the person talking to them had not graduated, they won't be in that meeting. But I don't tell them. It's a privileged meeting, and so I can be naked to all of us and tell you. So when he was prophesying your wife and children, I was just laughing. Friends, there is a future ahead, and you must give attention to knowledge today. I told you I didn't go to school? Yes, but I am developing myself. Do not faith what knowledge can give to you. Do not. You are faithing it. You are just knowledge away from making it happen. We are raising leaders across the globe, and God has helped us. God is helping us. What do I want to be remembered for? That I was able to inspire some people at Lead Talk, and they rose to becoming who God has said they should be, beyond the circumstances around them today. What is making it look like it's a struggle in that area of your life is because you've not gotten relevant knowledge. Because the devil of every man is the ignorance of that man. What you don't know becomes a devil. That's what had kept a lot of people, foundation, left, right, and center. Anybody would have said anything. But that didn't stop me. We are where we are today because God is helping us by the day. So we are blessed to be growing up in this path and on this journey. So friends, I do not have so much to say beyond the things I've said. Legacies, what I want to leave behind is the fact that I want to inspire leaders so much that even when I'm gone, we'll have a motivational and an inspirational service by my graveside. That's what I want to do. I want to raise leaders in every home. I want to inspire leaders in every home across Africa. It could grow beyond Africa, but I'm starting from Africa. I'll get beyond that after now. I want to leave a legacy where somebody can read about my story and then never give up. Somebody will hear about some of the challenges I've been through and then will pick up life again. Because life will happen to every man. But what you do after that is what counts. It's a privilege being here. Thank you so much, sir.